every day to decide for myself what to do with my time. This is the type of structure where I thrive, where I have a blank canvas and I have to figure it out for myself. And if I don't figure it out, I'll go broke. So it's high risk, high reward, but I would bet my bottom dollar that I will never again have it any other way. So that's a pretty definitive answer. Like I said, you know, I'll meet other entrepreneurs and they're like, hell yeah, that's how I feel too. And then I have lots of friends in the corporate world who are like, that level of ambiguity each day just kind of makes me feel anxious, and I really, really crave that structure that the 9-to-5 or the corporate job gives them, which makes a lot of sense, by the way. This is kind of an important note. I need structure too, very much so. I just make it for myself. And honestly, I could be even more rigorous about this because I think that counterintuitively, structure and having good habits is actually what sets us free, because it removes the guesswork out of the thousands of micro decisions that each of us have to make every single day. All these little things that you don't even realize are taking up mental capacity every day. I think having good structure and good habits helps automate those things. So to really answer your question, no, I do not miss the structure of the 9-to-5 in the slightest. And again, consulting really is a 9-to-9, not a 9-to-5. And I don't just say that to signal, oh, you know, I used to work so much. I actually think it's just important context to highlight how much time I actually got back. There are parts of the job that I do miss, to be clear, but the structure and someone else / a corporation deciding for me what I do with a majority of my waking hours is not one of the things that I miss. Also, a huge piece here is that I did not really enjoy the work that I was doing most of the time. If I did, this would be a very different story. Yeah, and then do I find myself getting bored after quitting my job? Not at all. To be clear, I still work a lot, probably more than you might think, but it's on things I want to work on, so it doesn't feel like work. And no, I don't get bored. I also live in New York City, where it's kind of impossible to get bored. Bottom line, as far as I see it, I was lucky enough to buy back my time and freedom to work on things that I actually want to work on at a young age, which is one of my favorite parts of my life. Fun one, we have best first date story, most memorable first date story. So one that comes to mind took place in Venice Beach, California, when I was at home at some point, at a bar called Roosterfish. It is on Abbot Kinney Boulevard. It's a really cool, big bar, pretty dark, kind of funky on the inside. If you guys know it or have been, let me know in the comments. He and I had a few each of one of my favorite cocktails, Pisco Sour, which I came to love after traveling to Chile, where they take their Pisco Sours very seriously. And at one point during the date, I reached up and felt that one of my earrings was missing, and they were my favorite earrings, so I freaked out just a little bit. But he shamelessly helped me search the entire floor of this big, dark bar with our iPhone flashlights, like every square inch of it. Did not find the earring, so eventually just let it go. And after that, we ended up walking up and down Abbot Kinney Boulevard, and everything in LA closes pretty early, so we weren't going anywhere. Everything was closed. We were walking just to walk and like dying laughing about the dumbest shit. It was a lot of fun. It was like an 8-hour date. Anyways, I found my earring the next day on my couch at home, which is where it fell out before I even went on the date. What's your secret to consistency of making videos? So for starters, I'm not that consistent. I care multitudes more about putting out a high quality video that I'm proud of than putting out some video every single week at the same time. I just refuse to do that, even though I know if it's good enough, the algorithm would probably reward me for it, but I can't bring myself to spend less time on the editing or to not get the B-roll to make a video look better. I just care a lot about the details, and I also really, really optimize for work-life balance. So I probably could be doing even more, but I want to have fun and also have a social life and all these things. Over the last 4 years, I still, taking all this into account, have not taken longer than 45 days, I think it is, without posting a video. So I'm kind of consistent. But my level of consistency, I think, comes down to a couple things. The first is